we're going to do this video a little different today because this is a little more labor-intensive fight. As you can see here at the beginning of the fight, you're going to need a plan where you have somebody standing at each of the pillars that are marked here. They're not all marked, but you're going to need somebody at all 6 of the locations that are marked right here. So you're going to need these people here because she will vanish in the center, which you will see, and some sort of DPS is going to need to stun her in order to get her back, and then those people are going to have to run back into the fight. So again, you're going to need somebody at all 6 of the little pillar locations, and then the fight will start a little more easier for you, I promise you that. Other than that, the beginning, from a healing standpoint, is just really marching around these little lasers right here and trying not to get hit by them because they won't kill you instantly, but they'll do a pretty good job of getting a cloth person down right away. So you'll find that this is a lot easier than it looks, and once this phase is done, it'll go into a little harder phase. We'll pause there and I'll give you guys a brief explanation of what you need to be doing here. It is going to take a little pre-fight work for whoever's leading it, but once you get the hang of it, it won't be that bad, I promise. So what's going to happen is you're going to have to go into a phase where you go blind real quickly, and those people that were assigned to each of the pillars are going to have to run back there. You're going to need about 10 seconds before the fight to get these people ready so they have a little time to get there, because the faster you get her back there, the less damage they're taking, because those people are going to be taking slight damage as they are out over there. So once they return, you go back to work. And if you guys have enough DPS, you won't have to do that phase again. I believe in this fight we do have enough DPS, so you won't be seeing that again. But what is going to happen is these lasers are going to fade to green, and it's going to send you into the next phase, which is the phase I imagine gets people caught up the most. Because this phase is going to have, like I said, a little pre-work that you're going to need to do. I'll go over that briefly though, so you guys aren't blindsided by what is going to happen to you. But like I said, there's going to have to be somebody who probably makes a little picture. I've noticed. I've ran this with 3 different people, but this is the egg phase. What's going to happen is somebody is going to pop as the first egg. Somebody's going to have to stun that egg, and then they will in turn become an egg next time. Somebody will have to stun 2 of those eggs, and then it's going to go to 4 to 8, and then you have no choice but to down her or die. So what's going to need to happen is you're going to have assignments for people. Somebody's going to have to be the first egg killer or the first egg stunner so that you can have somebody immediately get on top of that. And what people have been doing is assigning people to certain locations like north, south, east, and west. That way you can get those people to the location, and the people who have to stun them will know where they're at. So, in other words, what happened in the guild that I was in last night is whoever was the first person to turn into an egg calls it out. The first person who's assigned to take out that egg immediately takes out that egg, and then that person who was turned into the egg remains in the north position. So then the person who stunned that person has another location such as west, and the next person who's in line knows that those people are going to be in those locations. Sounds a little complicated. It'll make a lot more sense once you practice it. But once you have everybody who knows who they're stunning and where they're going to be, you'll be able to pop through these egg phases without too much of a problem. Other than that, there is a global AoE that happens in between this where you have to run behind a pillar, one of which will be deactivated. So here you can see there's a safe zone, but one of these pillars will not be safe. So this isn't real hard, but it does catch people off guard every once in a while. Other than that, you rush back into the middle, and it's going to cause the next egg phase. It goes 2, 4, and then I believe 8. It always doubles. Now, I should also mention that if someone is to stun out of order, it's going to cause mass confusion and will probably cause you to wipe because you're going to have to change up the stun order that you guys are going in. If people stack on top of each other in the egg form, they die very quickly. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with this, but once you get it to where you have a solid group of people that know the stun order of the eggs, then you'll fly right through this without a problem. But if you do die, once again, it causes a lot of problems. This is a 100% fight. I mean, you can maybe afford to have one person die, but if you have people dying early on in the fight, you, for all intents and purposes, might as well just call it a wipe, because it's going to cause way more confusion, because you're going to have people having to cover different areas. You're going to have to call out those areas, make sure that everything is squared away in a fight that it happens relatively quickly. So this is also a bit of a DPS race. Like I said, at the end you're going to have to down her before she goes into the next egg phase, which will just definitely wipe you. I don't even think you can actually get through it. But as you can see, it's just a rinse and repeat at this point. You are going to be taking a little bit of damage over time as the fight goes on, so again, it is a bit of a DPS race, but nothing that is crazy hard once you get the egg phase down. Here you can see me do a little nifty work trying to stay alive. One of the perks of being a healer, I always know where the heals are. Also, if you stay tuned to the end of this fight, I will have the Fetid Miscreation fight, which is pretty much a joke. There's not a whole lot to that. There is, I don't want to call it a bug because it's not a bug. It's just a place where the fight is a lot easier to handle, and it's pretty much free loot. It's right after here. This is part 2 because of the fact that once you finish these, and if you watch my first video and then watch this video, you will then be on the second floor of the genetic archives. Also, you should be aware that if you stun more than one egg, it has bad things that happen as well, so try and keep your stuns under control. There is also nothing that you can put her, you can't put her into a moo, is what I'm trying to say. There will be no stun opportunities in this fight for her. At least I didn't notice any from a healing standpoint. Once again, I'd like to point out that I am a healer, so there may be some little parts of this fight that I don't understand or don't know about. I'm not exactly the most experienced person when it comes to this fight, so in the comment section below, if you guys have any advice for anybody or know something that I don't, please feel free to put it down there. I'd like everybody to have the right information at least. Alright, and as this fight begins to end, funny way to put it, of the Fetid Miscreation fight will be here, and it's very, very simple. You'll see me back into the corner of the wall, and then the video is going to go into fast forward because all you do is change your camera angle if you'd like, or you can just stare at random people, and then you just fire off your heals or your DPS in the direction of the boss. So it's pretty straightforward. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, like it if you like it, subscribe if you want to see more of it, because there will be more videos out. And thank you very much to LOTD for the invite to the raid.